Alright, let's get to it. Got lead flowing now. I usually put that underneath there just to catch drips when I shut it off. Hooks. Look up Michael Burry. I'll put the link in the description for these hooks, the mold, and for the video that I did the modifications on. This would be the last video. Alright. These lead pots like to drip. Just gotta deal with it. I don't mind the little drip here and there. Just pick it up and put it right back in. So I haven't heated this mold up yet. Let's see how well they pour cold. Hooks are cold. As you can tell, I just dumped them out of the bag. Got my ventilation fan on and everything, so it's a little hard to hear. That'd be why. So close it up. Just snap shut. Just closed all the way. We're gonna shoot these cold and see what it does. Hooks. Usually you want to get it warmed up a little bit. Cool down really quick. Gotta let them sit in there for a few seconds though. Perfect pour. Cold hooks. There's a little flashing. You'll get that regardless of what hooks you run in this mold. I must have some crap down there. I'm just gonna take my flush cutters, grab it by the sprue, pop them out. Like I said, if you want to watch the video of me modifying this mold, this production mold, it'll be the last video that I put up. Give it a like. Please subscribe. If you have subscribed already, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I'm glad some people like my content. And see these hooks, these hooks fit in here a little sloppy because this was the original Midwest Finesse. So it's supposed to have the little wire bait keepers in there. If the hooks aren't perfectly straight up and down, it's not going to matter. So just take this carefully. You don't want to stick your hand underneath there because the nozzle's very hot. Again, all good pours, with the exception of a little flashing. Just cut that off. It's no big deal. Just pop that out of there. You can just cut that flashing right off with the flush cutter. Drop it right back in the pot. Just like the gate, you can cut those right off as you're going. Or, not the gate, the sprue, I mean. Cut the sprue off. Cut the sprue off and you drop them right back in there. Just be careful, they do splash. I'd rather pour up a bunch of them and then go back through and cut all of that off. It just keeps me going, doing one thing. closes all the way. Pour it all of them again. You don't want to lift these by the hooks. You can make them really loose in the lead. You always want to pull Midwest Finesse out by that screw. I'll be making another video painting these. I'm trying not to put too much stuff in each video. It seems most people don't have time to watch, you know, 20, 30, 40 minute video, so try to keep them around 10, 15 minutes if possible. So if you want to watch me make jigs or paint jigs or what have you, you can go to whatever one you want, and say you want to watch painting, go to one that I'm painting. It's closed up tight again. Let's take the drippings, slide them off to the side so we don't have it drip on our hand. These flush cutters are tiny and hard to grab that. Sometimes you want to put the nozzle right down in the gate. Sometimes you want a longer drop depending on the jig. So, or sinker, whatever you're making. Some of them are going to be fussier than others. I love using production molds, though, as you can see, much faster than pouring one size at a time, especially when somebody wants, say, 10 of these or whatever. You know, they want a larger quantity. Pouring one jig at a time in the mold really doesn't trip my trigger. I end up staying up all night or working on something all weekend, just trying to get one thing done. Closed up tight again. Like I said, those pots, they do like to drip. If you get a new lead pot, I recommend loosening up these two bolts just a little bit that hold the lift arm. Loosen them up just a little bit. You can take a screwdriver on the top. Careful, everything up here is hot. But you just rotate your standard screwdriver a couple times. Sometimes that cleans that garbage out of there too. Never let the pot get completely empty. Try to keep it about half full at all times. If you do let it get empty, all of the stuff that's floating in there up to the top, because all the impurities float to the top, you'll put them right down at the bottom and plug it all up. So bottom pour pots, always leave them around half full. If you are going to drop an ingot in them after they're hot, be very careful. They will splash and it can get on you. I recommend washing your hands often. Don't touch your mouth or your face with your hands if you've been messing with any lead. I'm not wearing a respirator right now, so you guys can hear me better, and I want to run my fan regardless. So if it's hard to hear me, I apologize, but I'm sucking all the fumes out. I really don't need to wear a respirator, but I choose to. I almost always do. So I suppose I'm going to do one more shot. You guys have seen this. This is a cold mold. The mold's starting to heat up a little bit. It's starting to get a little warm. And we'll just keep dropping these in here. I'll pour this last set and call it there. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Kind of keeps me going, just knowing that people appreciate. Ooh, just about had an accident there, guys. That's why you should. Alright, so the last video before this one was me modifying this production mold though. And this is the Midwest Finesse jig, 1/8 ounce MFJ 618. So I'll let that cool down, set it there. I'll take this guy. Always unplug your relief pot, don't leave it plugged in, even on low, all the way down. It's still on. That element's still heating up. So always unplug it. Make sure it's unplugged before you leave your lure making area. You don't want to fire. And I always plug it into a GFCI, never a power strip. Those things are not rated for the job. So if you are going to sand your jigs, like I like to file these down just a little bit to make them stand up better, because they fall over. If I file those down, you want to be very careful though. That dust you make is a lot more harmful than a little bit of the fumes and stuff around. You make all that dust and it's flying around, and you're ingesting it. It's bad news. I would not recommend a power sander or anything like that. Just use a regular old flat file. Like this guy. And move it slow. Don't go too fast, and then you can kind of just turn it over, and all that lead will fall back in the pot. So I guess that's where I'm going to end this video. Thanks for watching.